Hi there. Today I'm going to teach you how to create a pyramid graph using Excel. Now, the reason we use pyramid graphs is when we're comparing two different types of data. In this case, we're looking at male and female student height. So what I did first was I typed my data set in, and then I went through and arranged both of those sets in column F and column G using our sort and filter, and I put that in ascending order because that is actually going to help us identify what scores we're going to use. So from that information I could identify that our lowest score was 1.43 and our highest score was 1.85. As you can see on the left hand side, I decided to go from 1.4 all the way up to 1.9. We actually go up in 0.05. So we have scores of 1.4 to less than 1.45, 1.45 to less than 1.5, 1.5 to less than 1.55, and so on. The next step is to go through your data set and identify how many of each of those types sit in those rows. And I'm going to do that for males now. Now I know that there are 15 males in this set, so I should have 15 at the end. Now, how I check if I've done that correctly is I would hit that auto sum button, and I can see I have 16 here. So I'm going to have to double check because I know there's only 15. Okay, so we're good now. So now I'm going to do the same thing with the females. And I'm going to double check again using that auto sum. Okay, so it's saying 14. Double check that again. Now I think we're good now. Yep. Okay, so from that information now I need to identify the percentage of males and the percentage of females in each of those rows. So how we do that is we do equals 0 takeaway, because we actually want this answer to be in negatives to help us do the pyramid graph. So I'm going to look for B2 and I'm going to divide that by the total, which is B12. And I'm going to multiply that number by 100. And what that's going to do is it's going to change it to a percentage. Now what I need to do is I need to put a dollar sign before the 12 and after the 12 when we're looking at a total. What that actually does is that helps us extend that formula out for the rest of the males. And I'm going to do the exact same thing with the females. I'm just not going to make it negative. So I'm going to do C2, which is our first female, divided by our total females, which is C12. I'm going to multiply that by 100 to get it to a percentage, and I'm going to put those dollar signs in to help us continue that formula. Extend that out. So now what we have is we have the percentages for males and females. Now to actually create the pyramid graph, I don't need these two columns here, so I'm going to highlight them and hide them. And I'm going to do the same thing for our original data set here. So these are the three columns that I need. So I'm going to highlight it, go to insert, and I'm going to find the recommended graph, which is our stacked bar graph. I'm going to change the title. I'm going to call it student height. And I need to move some things around first before I can make this pyramid chart complete. So I'm going to highlight the scores. I'm going to right click and go to Format Axis. When you go to Format Axis, I want you to find the labels, and you're going to change that label position to low. What that does is it moves those scores to the left hand side away from the data set. The next step I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight the bars. I'm going to right click them and go to Format Data Series. So I'm going to go with a gap width of 0. Actually, I'll go with about 20%. And I'm going to make that series overlap about 80%. So what that does is it has it looking a lot more like a pyramid graph now. And if we look at that graph carefully, we can see the males on the left hand side, our females on the right hand side. We can see what percentages they're going up in, and we can also see the scores ranging from 1.4 through to 1.9. And that is how you create a pyramid graph. Thank you.